On this spot, on May 15, 2018, police failed to apprehend the con artist known as the Molar Man, a toxic thought form masquerading as a local businessman with a financial interest in acquiring new and used teeth. Authorities have warned that the entity is still active in this area, often seen prying into people's mouths and offering them exotic items in trade, which are eventually revealed to be trash.
He's dead. Wrapped in
elastic plastic. Ordinary balloons go pop.
File number 345B. 345B. May 15th, 2018. Background.
The Molar Man is a notorious con artist who operates throughout East Vancouver, trading intriguingly attractive yet fundamentally flawed items for teeth to add to his coat of many teeth. These items include home electronics, automotive parts, and in one specific case, a synoptic survey telescope. While some items were capable of maintaining cohesion for up to 2 or 3 uses, at some point thereafter the items would succumb to a catastrophic breakdown, mostly due to shoddy craftsmanship and cheap parts.
Appearance.
While some feel that the Molar Man's face has never been seen, due to the bandages he wears wrapped about his face in the style of the Invisible Man, 1933. One researcher for the Sublime Initiative for Abnormal Macrosettlement Research suggested that in fact, the bandages are his skin, which is simply hanging loosely in what appears to be ribbons around his head. This seems unlikely, but stranger things have happened. There's some dogs in my neighborhood with ridiculous faces of scrunched up folds of skin. They're cute as hell, though. He alternates between various pairs of mirrored-lensed sunglasses and is always wearing one of 3 shabby, worn-out business suits. And atop whatever suit he happens to have on, he wears his coat of many teeth.
Historical context.
The entity known as the Molar Man has been active in East Vancouver for at least 2 decades, with some records suggesting that his presence has been present as far back as the 1700s, preceding Vancouver's establishment by colonial forces, with Captain George Vancouver even making reference to the entity in his journal.
On the 12th of March, as we anchored in a cove most serene, an odd and troubling presence was observed among the crew. A figure of man-like proportion, but wholly unnatural in its manner, lurked on shore. Wrapped in strange cloth and bandages, it bore a glinting smile and mirrored eyes, reflecting naught but my own alarm. It whispered of bargains, offering trinkets for teeth, which it sought with desperate cunning. Though we chased it, the creature slipped away into the forest's dark embrace. I feared to sleep, lest it return.
Redacted image collection.
The coat of many teeth.
Is this where he's putting all the teeth he collects? Or is it just something he likes to wear while acquiring teeth? The coat runs from the base of his skull to just below his knees and is fashioned like a classic overcoat, with its one exceptional quality being that it appears to be entirely covered in teeth. Human teeth, packed so closely together they can barely wiggle as he walks. Maybe they're not even real. Maybe it's like how an exterminator might put a big fake bug on his truck so people know he's a bug killer. Maybe they're synthetic, or it's a trick of the light.
Incident report.
On May 15, 2018, the Molar Man was spotted on a local school bus, handing out Pokemon cards to children in exchange for unrestricted access to the insides of their mouths. By the time local authorities arrived, a frenzied mob of onlookers had already surrounded the bus, flipped it onto its side, and were preparing to set it ablaze. When later questioned about their actions, the mob's apparent leader, Lori S., confessed, "I honestly don't know why we did it, but it seemed like a good idea at the time. Somewhere in all the bloodlust and shouting, it just made sense. He was surrounded by kids, so if we set the kids on fire, problem solved, right?" However, both the Molar Man and the violently terrified mob were neutralized before further harm could be done, thanks to a miniature explosive ordnance. Curiously, rather than inflicting physical damage, the device unleashed a bizarre cultural ripple, encasing the mob in an artificial construct composed of hula hoops, pogo sticks, and several oversized Furbies. This unexpected intervention gave the children just enough time to flee, although a handful caught in the blast's radius emerged with hairstyles that hadn't been in fashion for decades. The bus driver, tragically, did not survive. Attempts to link the strange explosion of retro trends to the unsettling case of the so-called Molar Man proved inconclusive. Still, one researcher speculated that this event was simply another inevitable convergence of the region's ongoing, unexplained anomalous phenomena. Big Fat Larry, a lead scientist working at the Sublime Initiative for Abnormal Macro Settlement Research, said in a public statement, "It's like a Bigfoot getting abducted by a UFO, only to bump into a Mothman. How do you categorize that kind of stuff? You can't. It's all happening more and more, and that means we're going to get more conjoining phenomena. It's going to be nuts." As of for the Molar Man, word is, he's still hanging around this area, trading baubles for teeth.